Hello. So, again, it's me, Lily. And like I said, we are gonna be making shawarma for dinner. So, I'm gonna wait for you guys to come up. There's the first one, Ashley. Hello, Ashley. Here is Zaina.
Hi.
Helping. So, I'll wait a couple more minutes. See who else is with me. Patrick. Hello, Patrick. Jess is online too. Yes, it's good. I have 7 viewers. Lauren. Hello, Lauren. Hey. So Zaina's here too. Hello, Norma. Hello, Ashley. So here we go. So I'm gonna start by telling you guys what we need for today's dish. And I hope you guys are enjoying this crazy thing that I came up with. I thought it might be something fun and at the same time something new, since we don't have a whole lot of choices around here as far as Middle Eastern food. So like I said, the dish is shawarma. Some people pronounce it shawarma. It is shawarma. That's how we say it. Okay, yeah, the Cowboys are on. Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry. So that's why I had a little delay. So hopefully whoever is watching will have time to come and watch me too. So ingredients. Usually shawarma is made, like back home, they make it in this big rod that kind of like similar to gyros or gyros. And the flame hits it. It hits the meat and then they shave it. Kind of like tacos al pastor. Of course, I don't have that here in the house. That's why I want to show you guys how I make it, how we make it. And it's an easy way. It's very simple. It's something that you can actually marinate the meat. You can do it chicken or beef. Back home, they do use lamb. I don't use it in my shawarma here. I use ribeye steak and I use the chicken tenders. So this is something that you can marinate, like I said, at night before, put it in the refrigerator, and that way it's just ready for you to saute in the pan. It's just, we're gonna cook it there in a pan. That's all we're gonna do, and we're gonna be using vegetable oil to do it. You can also do it in the oven. You can roast it in the oven if you prefer to use the oven. And what you need to do is definitely have it on high temperature. And I just like it to be for the meat to get roasted. So in the pan you can actually roast it a little bit more. If you don't want it to be that way, you can do it too. Hi, Halto. They're watching me from Syria too, so so here I go. So I have chicken tenders. I do like the rib meat, the little skinny chicken tenders, because the meat is definitely much softer, and that way it doesn't take a whole lot of time to cook. So I like to use this. This is a natural chicken from the grocery store. You can use whatever brand you want to. Now with the craze of organic and natural and all of that, we try to stick with that too. Ribeye steak. I think by now you guys know that I definitely love to use ribeye steak. The reason is definitely much softer and tender meat to cook with because of all the fat marbling in it. So definitely this is a lot, just to kind of give you an idea of how much you need. Let's do 2 pounds per kind of meat. It's your choice. If you want to do chicken, you can do it chicken. If you like red meat, definitely beef. You want to try it with lamb, go ahead and do it. There is no wrong way to do it. The only thing is, definitely for those of you vegetarian friends, I'm sorry. The only way to do it vegetarian will be, I don't know, if maybe try it with tofu, or maybe try zucchini and lots of vegetables with the same spices that I'm gonna give you. I haven't tried to do it vegetarian, so please forgive me for this. I will try to figure something out later. So as far as the ingredients, one spice that's very it's very important in shawarma is cardamom. A lot of you maybe haven't used it. A lot of you know about it. So they're like little pods. It's called cardamom. So you can buy it already ground. I grind my own and I show you how to do it. The smell is ridiculously good. Like, it's so refreshing. We use it a lot in our coffee. We also use it in our tea. It's a spice that's used a lot in India as well. So you can definitely find it in the international store. So cardamom. Definitely we are gonna be needing, as I always show you, my crazy spices. We are gonna need some curry powder. We are gonna need nutmeg. We also have cloves, ground cloves. We have ginger, ground ginger. We definitely have our ground cinnamon and lemon pepper. We also have, of course, salt, kosher salt. I like to use kosher salt in my cooking. And we have fresh ground pepper. And you can also do some of the other pepper. So here we go. I'm gonna show you how to start it. Oh, sorry. We also need some tomato paste. It adds some flavor to it. It also makes the meat definitely more tender. So that we need tomato paste. We also need red wine vinegar. And of course, our vegetable oil. So here I go. Oh, very important. I don't want to forget that. Stinky garlic. Yes, we have to have garlic in it because it's so good. So here we go. We are gonna be slicing the meat thin. It's gonna be thinly sliced, and then we are gonna put all the condiments, all the spices together. We're gonna let it sit for a little bit, and then we're gonna fry it. While we do that, as far as for the side, you guys can have it by themselves because we make them usually like in sandwiches. For those of you who don't eat bread, don't eat gluten, I have an option. We can do them kind of like lettuce wraps. So we can do that, shawarma lettuce wraps. A new thing, why not? So let's do this. I'm gonna start with the beef. By the way, cutting board, I like to use a different one for each kind of meat, not to cross-contaminate. So I have one for the beef, and I have one for the chicken, and I have one for the vegetables one. So definitely try not to cross-contaminate. Even though you're in your own home, it's just for safety. Let me get my bowls, my mixing bowls. I forgot them over there. I'll be right back. Okay, got them. By the way, I went to the grocery store, and instead of just getting groceries, I also bought a couple new pans because I told you mine are so old, and I also got new ones. So here we go. So I'm gonna start by slicing. I'm gonna show you how to slice it. So I'm gonna give you an example, and then because I don't want to keep you here for so long, I'm trying to always do it within 1 hour, to everything from start to finish. So kind of like it gives you an idea that you can actually have a good meal and a fresh meal in an hour or so. So here we go. So as far as the beef goes, you saw me last time. For those who were watching me, I take the excess fat out. We don't need all that fat in it. And I just take off like the sides. Like this here, that's what I take out because we don't really need all of that. And then just this big chunk of fat. You can leave it if you want to cook with it. You can definitely leave it and then remove it. It's up to you. For those of you who like more fatty food, nothing wrong with that. It's a preference. It's just that it's not very healthy for the long run, I believe. I don't know. I still like my food to have the right amount of fat so
Hi.
it cooks good. Who's saying hi? Hi, Ashley. So I'm so excited that a lot of my viewers have been trying the recipes, and the ones who tried it, I've had positive feedback. Please, 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 if you try it, let me know what you think, how you feel about it.
Honey bun.
Again, hello. Hi, Naura. So I have people watching from Venezuela. I have people watching from Syria, from all over the place. That's so awesome. So again, let me say this one more time. I am not a chef. I am just a girl who likes to eat, and she likes to eat good food. So and I'm sharing with you what I know how to make it. This doesn't mean this is the only way to make things. This is my way of doing it. You guys can definitely add to it, take off. It's just, this is how I do it. So as far as the meat goes, it's very, very thin. So I try to go sideways. So if you see, can everybody see okay? Those of you who are watching, can you see everything okay? Please give me feedback. So I'm going sideways. If any of you have that machine that you can slice the meat with, oh my gosh, that's even better. I don't. I do it all by hand. Oops, look at that. Sorry. And the cool thing about this is that it's live, so we cannot edit anything on the spot. So any mistakes that happen, any bloopers, they get recorded and you guys get to see it. So
Hi.
here you go. Hello. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and like I said, I really hope I'm teaching you guys something, or at least giving you ideas of new dishes to make, because it does get boring to always eat the same exact thing. Like, we need some spice in our food, some exciting stuff in our food. So here you go. So I am gonna be doing here, I'm just gonna chop two steaks and then go to the chicken so I can start adding the spices.
I love now.
And you guys can kind of have an idea of what goes in the dish. So here we go. Again, it is a lot of fat. I was hoping that I can prep before I started the video, but I had a couple things to do and I didn't have time to do that. So that way you get to see, like, exactly. This is real, people. This is real life going on. No editing, no, oh my gosh, that was so fast. No, this is exactly what it takes to make this dish or any other dish. So
It's from HEB.
we got it from HEB. Last time the meat I had was from Walmart. So
Just any store, basically. Like grocery
yeah,
store.
read the questions so those who are watching will know. What are the questions?
That was one of the questions.
Okay, so one of the questions was, where's the meat from?
Yeah.
Just from any store, your preferred store. We have HEB here in town. We have Walmart. So there is a butcher's place, a meat place, but it's a little far from my way, so I don't get to go there. A lot of people do buy their meat from there and it's fresh. So it really doesn't matter as long as you have about 2 pounds. The recipe I'm gonna do is for about 2 pounds. Now, from there, you can adjust it. If you wanna add more spices, you can. You wanna add less spices because you don't like your food to have a lot of spices in it, you can definitely do that. I'm sorry. Again, I don't like spicy as far as heat. I like spicy food that has flavor in it, not just heat. I just feel like the heat takes away from the flavor and I just don't enjoy it, but that doesn't mean I'm right. So a lot of people enjoy their food to be spicy and it burns their mouth and they love it that way, so nothing wrong with that. To each his own, right? So here we go. We're almost done with the beef. See, the extra fat, just take it out. One reason, again, I like to use ribeye is because it's perfectly marbled. It has enough fat in it, so the meat is soft. So I just did 2 pieces of steak, and I'm gonna be doing about 2 pounds of the chicken. I'm gonna put this away and bring the other cutting board.
Mama, this one?
Huh?
This one?
I need the chicken now.
Yeah, I know, but this one?
No, I washed this one. So I washed my knife and okay, so chicken. The chicken, this is how I do it. There is this little piece, this tendon here, that it always has it. It's kind of annoying too. It's not very pleasant to bite into. Zaina, start cutting the chicken. So this, I remove it while I'm cutting it. Also, this little film, this here, I also remove that. I don't know why. I just I just like to remove it. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Let Zena try. No, I'll have her try, not on camera.
Something else.
Just in case something goes wrong. I don't wanna.
I can't read that. Sorry.
And my dad is also watching all the way from Venezuela. Hola, Papa. He's saying, God protect you all. So the same way too, we're gonna go sideways. So instead of chopping this way, we're gonna go slicing this way, sideways, okay? See how thin it is? It's very thin.
Happy I'm not doing it.
Okay, there you go. And then this tendon that I told you all about, I just do not like it at all. So
like
we'll just,
muscle.
it's not a muscle, it's a tendon. It's called a tendon.
It's hard,
So it's hard. It is hard. So here you go. See? I took it out. So all of that. Is there any questions? If you guys have any questions, please ask. That's why the whole idea of doing the live videos is so that way we can have some interaction. And if I can help with anything, definitely I'll be more than happy to do it. So any questions that you guys have, please don't hesitate to ask. And hopefully I'll have an answer for you. And if I don't, please forgive me, but I'll answer to what I know, to how I know how to do things. So here we go. So 2 pounds of chicken is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 12 pieces of tenders. It's about 12 pieces because each little tray had about a pound. So each one of them has six to seven.
Notice that, can we make vegetarian shawarma with soy meat?
With the what?
Soy meat.
That's what I'm thinking. I haven't tried it, but I would say that is not a bad idea. It's in the spices. So if we want to make it for vegetarians, I would say that soy meat or tofu, it wouldn't be a bad idea, and maybe incorporate some vegetables like zucchini, squash. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. It's just like, as long as you use the spices for it and it has the flavor in it, I think it should be okay. And it actually will be even faster to cook because soy meat or tofu, it just cooks so fast. So I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I haven't tried it. I'm not gonna give my opinion at all because I have not tried it, but it's not a bad idea to try it. You guys, like I said, any suggestions, any questions, actually give me ideas of future dishes for whatever diet restriction there is. I know that there is a lot of food allergy out there these days, mostly gluten. That's really a very, very common allergy these days. So for that, like I said earlier, I'm gonna, when I make these shawarma sandwiches, I'm gonna make them, of course, with the bread, how we do it, how it's originally done. But then for those of you who cannot have bread, we're gonna do them like a lettuce wrap. So something different. We can also use the meat, the shawarma meat. You can make it into a salad. So get your greens, put it all in a bowl, and then add your shawarma meat to it. As far as the dressing goes, the only way that I'm thinking that will be good will be like olive oil, garlic, a little bit of lemon juice, maybe a little bit of vinegar. That shouldn't be, not the tzatziki sauce, the garlic. We're gonna be making to the spread, because we usually put a spread before we put the meat. It's a garlic, mayonnaise with garlic. Again, this is how I make it. Some people do it definitely different when it comes to the mayonnaise one. They just use garlic all the way and they puree it to look like mayonnaise. I'm not that fancy yet. What's the question?
From what country's cuisine does the recipe stem from?
Does the recipe?
Like, come.
The shawarma is very popular in the Middle East. We're talking Lebanon, Syria, I believe originally it's from Turkey. Don't quote me for that, but since we were under the occupation of Turkey or the Ottoman Empire for so long, a lot of our dishes, they do come from the Turkish background. So in Turkey, they do have the shawarma. And it's like I said, it's these big, I don't know what to call them, kind of like the gyro meat. So I'm not sure what's called here, and like tacos al pastor. It's that's how it's originally cooked. It's direct flame. So here we go. We have about 1 pound, half a pound there. I'm sorry. We have 1 pound there. So like I said, approximately 1 pound is about six pieces of tenders. So this is the 7th one. I'm just gonna do this, and then I'm gonna start with the spices. Okay. And again, don't forget to take off that tendon. That it's not pleasant at all to bite into. Okay, so I have about 1 pound of chicken, and I have about 1.5 pounds of the ribeye steak. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the spices that are gonna go in. Let me go wash my hands. I forgot to bring gloves. I'm sorry, but I promise you I washed my hands like I don't know how many times. I'll be right back. Questions going on?
Nope.
What's up?
Shannon said smile thing.
Zaina's just sitting here chilling. Okay, so spices. Here we go. So I have both bowls. I have the beef and I have the chicken, and we are gonna start putting the spices.
I love all the spices you listed. What's the What's the best place to buy the spices?
Okay, as far as the other ones, these here, definitely from the grocery store. I got them from H-E-B, anything that has the McCormick brand. From the store, this one too. Now, for the specialty spices, the cardamom, you definitely need it from a specialty store. You can even go online now. There is so many things that you can buy online. And one of them, I believe, you can definitely get this one. And again, it's called cardamom. This one is, there is a huge store in Houston. It's called Phoenicia Specialty Store. Now there is in Austin, there is also a Phoenicia store. It's on, they have one on Lamar and they have one on Burnett. And that's exactly how it's written, Phoenicia. So you need the cardamom. You can also find it at the Whole Food place. And actually, for my local friends in Temple, the Natural Grocers, they have cardamom as well. So, like I said, it's a main ingredient in our shawarma. So, spices. We're gonna start with the cinnamon. And we are gonna start with, this is my famous half a teaspoon that I'm using. Actually, no, I have the other one, the 1/4 teaspoon. Let's start with the smaller one. I need to get me a new one. This one here. I put my assistant here to prepare me the stuff, to have them ready for me, and of course, she didn't do.
I'm not your assistant. I'm your partner in training.
Oh, she's my partner in training. Excuse me, please. I'm sorry for the mistake. My partner in training, Zaina Halabi. And she's just sitting here watching.
Because you're not.
Okay, anyways. So, let's start with a 1/4 teaspoon of the cinnamon. A 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon for each one of them. One thing I want to also make clear. I go by smell. I actually, all of this exact amount of spices is new for me, just to let you guys it's because since I'm trying to show you how it's done, that's why I'm going with with measuring, but I usually go by smell. So that's why I said let's start with a little bit because we can always add more. And very soon I am gonna start learning how to use exact measurements for things. So it's just an acquired thing, but I'm learning, okay? I'm learning. So cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon for each of them, for the chicken and the beef. Nutmeg. I know a lot of you maybe think nutmeg, how come she uses nutmeg so much? We do use nutmeg in our cooking. It's a delicious spice. It really brings out the flavor of the meat. So I have a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg for the beef and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg for the chicken. Now we are gonna do the ginger. Ground ginger is not only for holiday cooking or baking. Ginger is really good with meat, especially fish and chicken. Hello. So a 1/4 teaspoon here and a 1/4 teaspoon over here. Okay, we have the ginger. Cloves, ground cloves. I know that we use it a lot in baking here in the States. Well, guess what? You can also use it for cooking. So let's do for this one, I'm gonna do 1/8 of a teaspoon. The reason is it is a strong spice. So if you're not used to it, it tastes like, you guys gonna think I'm weird, but it tastes like dentist, when you go to the dentist and they put that medicine in to numb your teeth. That's what it tastes like. So that's why let's just put a little bit so it's not too much. Okay, lemon pepper. With the lemon pepper, we can put a little bit more. So let's do a 1/2 teaspoon of the lemon pepper. And this one is it's called Lori's. You can use anyone, but I've been using this for a while and I like the taste of it. So let's do 1/2 teaspoon. So this is lemon pepper. And since it's lemon pepper, it already has pepper in it. We're not gonna do a whole lot of fresh pepper unless you like your food spicy, like I said. So I'm just gonna grind a little bit more of this. And curry. Don't forget your curry powder. Curry powder, we are also gonna start with a 1/4 teaspoon and a 1/4 teaspoon over here. And the important one, the cardamom, the ground cardamom. This one I am gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon on each one of them. So I have that. What else am I missing? I'm missing the salt. Salt, let's not overdo it. You can always add more salt. For those of you who don't like salty food, definitely use less amount. For those of you who like salty food, put more. So let's do a 1/4 teaspoon and then a 1/4 teaspoon over here. Red wine vinegar, we need 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon.
Do you want a chair?
I want a chair? No, thank you for offering. So one tablespoon of red wine vinegar. It doesn't matter what brand. I like this brand for it's a good brand, especially for the olive oil, if you use their olive oil. I'm just gonna do a little bit of the vegetable oil in it too, in the marination, especially if you're doing it the night before. It's not a bad idea to add it to it. And we are gonna be adding some in the pan to cook it with. So I have all of that. I am missing the tomato paste. Tomato paste, we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of each. Oh, I forgot one thing, chili powder. Sorry, give me 1 quick second. Chili powder, look at her, she already knows where everything is. So,
You use it all.
a 1/4 teaspoon and a 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, so now we mix everything together. Mix them really good. We are gonna let them sit for a little bit. I am gonna show you, we're gonna make potatoes with it. If you don't wanna do them from scratch, you can actually get like the fries that you just put them in the oven, so it's faster. But since we're trying to do everything homemade, I'm gonna show you how to do some potatoes that we are gonna add to it garlic. Oh gosh, garlic. See, I forgot to put garlic. My brain, I swear. Okay, sorry. No, you can do garlic powder as well, but I like to do the fresh garlic. And it definitely makes a difference when it has garlic and when it doesn't. Like you can definitely taste it. So garlic, we are gonna do, I'm sorry guys, it was a long week this week at work, by the way. We had a lot of cakes, and some of them are so fun. I'm gonna be sharing some of the pictures later. This garlic is so hard.
Wait,
My goodness gracious. No, we're not gonna mix with that. They wrap these garlic really well. Wow, there you go.
I think they wrap.
Well, I don't know. Oh my goodness. I'm not that weak, people, I swear. Promise you. Look. There you go. Okay, so let's do 2 cloves of garlic per kind of meat, or for each one of them. If you don't like garlic that much, put a little bit less, but I promise you it is so good. This is the first time I have so much time, so much hard time peeling garlic. Like, really? Okay, there you go. It's like my first time peeling garlic. But anyways, there is always, like I said, this is live, so I cannot be pretending that it's so easy. No, they're being hard. Okay, so there you go. Any questions, anyone? We're still okay so far? Does the recipe sound hard at all? I don't think it's hard, but you guys tell me. So this is 1, and this is 2. So I have 2 cloves in this one, and then I have 2 cloves for this one here too. I'm off the topic. What is it? I'm sorry. Zaina, can you come? There is a question here.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, sorry. I'll be right. The comment went up, so I will have my daughter read it so I can answer your question or your comment. Okay, so you need to scroll down and see what's going on. Somebody asked something.
Okay.
But I didn't catch it.
Okay.
So
It says.
okay, go down, go down. Okay.
The cake is supposed to say anything.
What kind was it? Oh, okay, the cake that I posted. Yes, it is off topic, but it's still within cooking and within the kitchen. So, for those of you who I don't know if all of you saw it or you haven't seen it or anything, there is a new trend now that it's called semi-naked wedding cakes, or naked wedding cakes, or semi-dressed, or there is so many options for it. Or also they call it like rustic. So what happens with those cake is just the cake, the bread, the cake, the filling, it has the cream, and then on the outside, the completely naked ones are just cake and filling. When you do just a 1 tier, that's fine, it's a 1 tier, but when we have to stack it, first of all, we need the support that goes in the tiers. And then there is weight that's coming on top of that tier. And then if it's a 3 tiers, then there is more weight that's coming on the 2nd tier and on the 3rd tier. So what happens here when we deliver it, since it doesn't have anything protecting it, the frosting, it looks, or it works as glue, like it's gluing it together, it's holding it together when it has frosting, when it has buttercream, or when it has fondant. So it's keeping the cake all together. When it doesn't have any of those, it's just cake that is naked. So to deliver it, it's definitely a challenge. One thing, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about it later when I do more tutorials about cake decorating and how to transport your cakes. I learned this from Duff Goldman. He's amazing. You definitely don't travel with your cake on your lap. You don't do that. You put it on the floor, in the car, so it actually moves with you. No, thank you, Mom. Love you too. My cousin from Syria is watching me too. So that's one thing. So when I'm delivering a cake, a wedding cake like that, it's 3 tiers. And not only that, they want it to be 3 layers of cake. So that's 2 layers of cream that's in the middle. And I learned from my own experience not to do any more like jellies or any filling that's like very gooey, because it's kind of like moving sand. That's what it is. And one time I actually lost a cake delivering it. The weight from the top, it broke the cake completely in the bottom. I almost had a heart attack. It was definitely an experience, an awful experience. I'm very thankful that my brain can kick in quickly, and I just thought how I can fix this, and I was able to still not ruin somebody's wedding. So by that, not having the frosting, it's really scary. One thing that I learned to do myself is, since it doesn't have any frosting to hold it, my brain told me, and sometimes that doesn't mean that what my brain tells me is right, but this time it worked. I get plastic wrap and I wrap it with it. I wrap the whole cake, and then I wrap it like this way, and then I wrap it this way and this way. So it actually holds it in together, and I don't have an accident like I had before. So that's why it is so hard and it's so challenging. Anyways, get back to my topic. So here we go. The chicken and the beef, they have the spices and everything. I'm gonna mix them, put them aside for a little bit, and then I am gonna show you how to make the potatoes. Also, if you guys wanna add a little bit more taste to it, it's not a bad idea to add a little bit of lemon zest. Just a little bit. Don't do too much because it can be bitter. So just sorry, the phone rang, so I'll be right back. So let me see. Does it pause it? Yes. So oops, sorry. So here you go. So we're gonna mix it all together. Mix it really, really good. The smell is amazing. Okay, but you need to get up. Look at this. Look at this. She's sitting on her bottom. Like, how cool is that? You're fired.
Whatever. I live here.
You're fired from the kitchen, Missy. Okay. So here you go. Okay. So let it sit for a little bit. Let's say 5 minutes or so, until I show you how to make the potatoes that we're gonna put in the oven. And then I'll come back to it so we can pan fry them. And meanwhile also, you know what actually I need to do while this sits? Not the potatoes. I need to do something before. I need to do the mayonnaise and garlic sauce that goes with it, because it's very important when we assemble it together. So here I have the beef.
Great tutorial, Lillian.
Thank you, Layla. And this is the chicken. So I'm gonna put them aside. Just let them rest for a little bit. And now the mayonnaise and garlic. Just mayonnaise. Just store-bought mayonnaise. Trying to make it easy, so help you with what? Okay, so this one here is, I'm not gonna use the whole amount. I'm just gonna use, let me do 1 cup to show you how it's done. So we have 1 cup of the mayonnaise. I'm making a mess here.
Shocker.
No. Okay. And this one is the one with olive oil. Just supposedly it's a little bit healthier.
It looks like gelatin.
Okay, so we have 1 cup of mayonnaise. Okay, so 1 cup of mayonnaise. Here you go.
1 cup of mayonnaise.
1 cup again. I repeat myself again and again.
My turn.
Wait. Goodness gracious, she wants to take like the whole weight. So here we go. To this here, we are gonna add 4 cloves of garlic. We're gonna smush one. Now you're hungry. Lubna, my sister Lubna is always hungry. She is always hungry. Which is good actually, to be hungry. She is like so tiny and she's always hungry. That's fair, right? So this is one way that I do to peel the garlic. I don't know if you guys do the same thing. This and there. Smush them. There you go. And then this one. Okay, so my famous garlic squeezer or smusher, or I don't know what to call it.
Where's the spoon? Do I use this one?
So, the spoon, yes, yeah, you can use that spoon. Okay, so we're just gonna add fresh garlic. We're gonna add a little bit of salt to it, and it's ready. Another sauce that we also make, we call it in Arabic tarator, which is kind of like tartar sauce. I know she laughs at it every time I say it. It's actually a tahini sauce, and the tahini sauce is used more with the beef shawarma. It complements the taste of it. I'll show you how to make that one as well. For those of you who are allergic to sesame seeds, don't use it then. Just use the garlic mayonnaise. I know last tutorial somebody was saying that, somebody asked me that what do they use instead of that. I mean, you can definitely not use it at all. I haven't been able to figure out another ingredient that will make it taste the same. I need to do more studies on that and see what else I can use instead of sesame paste. But sesame paste definitely is what we use with a lot of our cooking, a lot of it. So anyway, so here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cloves of garlic. You can do more if you like your food very garlicky. You can definitely do more. Get up, Zaina.
Can I put more than one in
Get
here?
up. Yes, no, you can do one at a time.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of strict when it comes to the kitchen. Okay, no.
Wait, oh my god.
Okay. Move. Zaina, stop. Having a brat over here. So, 2. 3. Actually, you know what? These garlic cloves are huge. Let's just do 3. That's enough for 1 cup. 1 cup of mayonnaise and 3 huge garlic cloves. How about that? So let's do that. And then we will do half a teaspoon of salt. And just mix it all together. There you go. We have garlic mayonnaise ready for the shawarma. So here we go. Put it aside. And then another thing to add to your shawarma sandwich is pickles. So we get these pickled cucumbers in brine. If you don't have access to a Middle Eastern store or to a specialty store, then you can get the kosher dill, the petite ones, and you slice them. But we usually use these. They come from Israel, I believe, and they're pickled in brine, which is salt and water. So with these, what you do is you slice them. You slice them thin. I'm just gonna slice a couple and put them aside so they're all ready for us to, when we start assembling the shawarma sandwiches, they are all, everything is ready for us. So here you go. So just small like that. I do take the ends off, and then there you go. And just 2 more. Are you guys excited to see what's gonna look like? 10 or 15 more minutes and you will see how the shawarma will look like. So here you go. So we have 1 more. There you go. So these are ready for us. And then I'm gonna start cooking the shawarma. And after that, I'll show you how to assemble it. Of course, I have a huge mess here. Good, you cannot see everything. So there we go. Put these in a plate. So we have the pickles, we have the garlic mayonnaise ready. Okay, and now for the beef shawarma, you can also do the dressing that we also add to it, like you can do parsley and you can do onions as well. Let me show you how to make the tahini sauce quick. It's better to let it marinate longer. Yes, it is actually. If you let it marinate longer, it definitely makes it taste better. So it's not a bad idea to do it like earlier in the day or do it even like the night before. Keep it refrigerated, and then when you're ready to cook it, you just have to mix it again and start frying it in the pan. So yes, the more you marinate it in the spices, the better it is. So yeah, do that. Okay, so tahini sauce, I have the sesame paste, I have lemon, and we are gonna add a little bit of water to it too. So I have lemon, I might need 2 lemons for this. This one is a little thick. What happens with this one here is that it gets thick because it goes to the bottom, so you have to mix it very often. Yeah, so it's like a paste now. I need a new one. I should, hopefully I'll go to the specialty store tomorrow. So let's do about, let me see, this is 1/4 of a cup. Yeah, let's do 1/4 of a cup of the tahini paste or sesame paste. Okay, and then we are gonna squeeze the lemons. We're gonna squeeze, I think we're gonna do the 2 lemons. So we have that. This is so easy. So here you go. 1. Let me show you something. When you mix the sesame paste with lemon, it's so interesting what it does. Look at it. Do you have to refrigerate tahini sauce? No, you don't actually. No, you don't have to refrigerate it. We usually keep it at room temperature, and you should be fine. But always remember to stir it before you use it. So no, you don't have to put it in the refrigerator because actually it will get thick. So I am mixing the tahini paste or the sesame paste with the lemon. So what it does at the beginning, it breaks it down and it looks horrible, and then it starts becoming a paste. This is with the lemon juice. So this is too thick. I am gonna add the juice of another half lemon, and I am gonna add some water to it because look, it's thick. This is a little too thick. You're very welcome, Seema. See, it's too thick. So let's do the lemon of another, half of another lemon. I'm telling you guys, I'm sorry. My brain is a little tired today. So I guess I didn't have enough caffeine today. So there you go. Another half a lemon. And definitely a little bit of salt. So it's funny that it becomes runny and then it starts thickening. Scientifically, don't ask me, please. I know that this is what it does. So I'm not Mr. what's his name? Alton Brown. I'm not that. So look, see? It became more watery. So let me add a little bit of salt. Just a tiny bit of salt. My food tends to be a little salty sometimes. You can definitely adjust the level of saltiness that you like. So look, this is ready. You see that? So we have tahini sauce that we made from scratch. Oh, so thank you, Lily. So here you go. So this is ready, and I'm gonna start frying the meat now. So, my new pens, look, they're only $17 and they're Tifa. How cool is that? Okay, here we go. We're gonna let them heat up for a little bit, and then we're gonna add a little bit of the vegetable oil, and we're gonna fry them, pan fry them, not deep frying, it's just pan frying. And after that, I'm gonna show you how to assemble the sandwiches. I don't think I'm gonna get to the potatoes today because I'm trying to keep this within 1 hour so you guys don't get tired watching it, but at least you have the basics of how to do it and see the final product of the sandwiches at least. So I will do that. Here you go. This here is ready. Where did I put the oil? Sorry, I put it over there. Here. So about maybe like, I would say like 1/8 of a cup of oil is enough. It's more than enough. It is. It's feeling hot. So I'm mixing them again. Can you guys see okay? I'll bring the camera closer in a little bit. But see, the smell of it is amazing, I'm telling you. So we're gonna put the beef in one. And we're gonna put the chicken in the other one. And we're gonna get me. Y'all, the smell is amazing. Like, it's really amazing. So, here you go. Let me switch the camera. So, here I have the chicken. It's cooking. So you're gonna cook it until it's done. Remember, chicken, you cannot undercook at all. Okay, so here you go. I have it on high temperature for now. This is the beef. So we have, again, for those of you who just joined us, this is shawarma. We're making beef shawarma made with ribeye steak that is thinly sliced. And the spices, I do have them listed under the post that I made announcing that I was going live. I will post them in here too. So we are frying them with vegetable oil, and we have over here, we have the pickles, we have the garlic and mayonnaise sauce or spread, and we have the tahini sauce. So these, I'm going to show you how to assemble them, and we are going to be making them in sandwiches. For those of you who cannot have bread, I am going to also do one with lettuce instead of bread, so it will be kind of like a shawarma lettuce wrap, and you can still enjoy the taste of the shawarma without being worried about eating bread. Because you can't, you're not supposed to eat the bread. So here we go. We need a couple more minutes for it. The chicken is still, you can see it, see, like it's still raw. So we are gonna cook it a little bit more. The smell, I'm telling you, it is amazing. I really wish there was a smell button so you guys can smell it and either agree or disagree with me. So let's see how the beef because it's ribeye steak. It definitely has more fat in it, so it's also releasing some of that fat. It's cooking in its fat and the vegetable oil that we added, and nothing wrong with that. If you don't like it to be so greasy or so oily, what you can do is after it's done cooking, remove them from the fat that they're cooking and remove them and put them in a platter so it doesn't have the extra fat. So these are almost done. Couple more minutes. So as far as assembling the sandwiches, I am going to be using Arabic bread, or you guys can use pita bread. If you don't have access to any of those breads, just use any kind of wrap. I would say tortilla will work too, the flour tortilla. Nothing wrong with that. It's made of flour and it's bread to me. I don't know, I try to use everything I can find. So if you don't have access to any Arabic bread or Arabic store or Middle Eastern store, don't worry, it's okay. Just use any kind of bread. I wouldn't use the sandwich bread though, like the American bread. I wouldn't use it because it definitely has a whole different taste. Unless if you want to maybe like toast it. But I wouldn't use it. It tastes better if it's in a flat bread, some kind of flat bread. So here we go. It's almost done. It's hot, that's for sure. My camera girl got upset with me and she left me, so that's fine. Sorry, Zaina. So there you go. So this is actually, the beef is done. We're gonna turn this off, let it rest for a little bit. And the chicken, it needs just maybe like 2 minutes more. You know what? I'm gonna put them in this one here because this one is bigger. So there you go. Hey Shannon, tell everyone how you can smell that, girl. This is my best friend Shannon. She's saying that she can smell what I'm cooking. Sending me a laughing face. I love you, Shannon. So here you go. Look at that. It's looking good, I believe. What do you guys think? Do you think it's looking good too? So this is again homemade shawarma. This is not the shawarma that you are gonna eat from a restaurant, or if you go to the Middle East or to Turkey. It's definitely not prepared the same. The spices, yes, they are very similar, but this is how I make it. This is how we make it. And a friend of mine, yes, it's Shannon's favorite, shawarma. A lot of my friends too, they love this dish. It's just you can't go wrong with it. You know, so here you go. I believe it's done. Let me try it. I'm not gonna show you myself frying it, okay? Hey Isabel, how are you, girl? OMG. Like kids say, like capital OMG, okay? This is wow. Okay. They do need a little bit of salt, so you can add a little more salt to the recipe. But like I said, I do tend to have a little salty. Not salty, I'm not salty, like salty taste. My taste is a little salty. So there you go, the chicken is done. So we're gonna turn this off. Look at the beef is ready too. I didn't try this one, let me try it to give you the okay. Yes, perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn it this way and I'm gonna show you how to make the sandwiches. Let me put it here. Okay, there we go. So sandwiches. Let me get the bread from the cooler. So we have the Arabic bread, or you can say, like I said, you can do it with pita bread, or even tortillas. Why not? So I'm gonna heat it up for a little bit so I can open them. I don't like to use it whole because it's too much bread. So we're gonna heat it for a few seconds. I have the microwave down here. Okay, so it's just warm enough for us to open it. So what we do is we open it like this. Who's calling? Lily is not in the house. Shh, don't tell them I didn't answer them. Soliciting. Who calls soliciting on a Sunday? Like really, people, like you don't have anything better to do? Like I know you get paid to do that, but it's Sunday, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna do one beef and one chicken. So just to give you the what, Erica? Not you. What? Let me see. You are not. Okay, so I'm gonna do one beef and one chicken. So kind of like to give you a general idea of how it's supposed to look like. And I'm gonna put the ingredients in it, what goes in it, and let me get the lettuce too, because I told you that I was gonna do one with lettuce, so that way you can also see. Okay. So here I have the lettuce over here. So garlic, mayonnaise, pickles. Of course, the meat. And the tahini sauce. This we're gonna use it with the beef shawarma. Teaspoons. So about 1 teaspoon, and you spread it. Can you all see really good what's going on? So you spread it. You can spread it all over. I usually spread it mostly on like on one side where the meat is gonna go. I use it for both the beef and the chicken. Okay, here. Okay, so can everyone see what's going on? Okay, so I have the garlic mayonnaise. I have it there. I'm gonna get the meat. So one is chicken, so about this much. I like to put a lot of meat in my sandwiches. And the chicken, I mean the beef, sorry. So beef. Okay, we have that. And then we are gonna put the pickles, about maybe like 3 slices of pickle. Okay, some things that some people do is you can slice lemons and put slices of lemon with it. It does become a little bitter, so that's why I try not to do it anymore. I used to, but I'm not doing it anymore. For the beef one, you can do the parsley. Let me put a couple leaves of parsley actually. And you can do onions. So a little parsley, you can chop them up, or you can just do a couple leaves of parsley. There, you see, okay? So for the beef, like I said, we are gonna do the tartar sauce, our tartar sauce, which is the tahini sauce. Just about a teaspoon as well. So we are gonna roll it. Oh, this is trying to open. So here you go. And you can either put them in a panini press if you have a panini press. If not, you can just put them in a pan. Or I have this here that I love. It's like an iron grill or an iron, I don't know what it's called, but it's an iron grill. So you can do it there. And all what we need to do is just toast them a little bit. The bread tastes much better when it's toasted. So I'm gonna put it here. Let me make the lettuce ones. For the lettuce, okay, for the lettuce, the next week I'll do shawarma this Sunday. Yeah, my sister has been actually also doing some of the dishes I've done so far. So the same thing, you can do the garlic, mayonnaise, and then don't do too much, I would say, because since it's not bread, I don't think you need too much, unless if you like a lot of mayonnaise and garlic. And then we're gonna do the meat. And we are gonna put pickles, why not? It doesn't mean if you have a diet restriction, it doesn't mean that your food doesn't have to look pretty, right? So there we go. I am gonna slice a little bit of lemon for decoration. You know I like decorations a lot, that's why I decorate cakes. So let's do this here. You can do that to it. Oops, too big. So let's do that. So we have one beef, and then let's do the chicken one. We have one chicken. I'm gonna do the beef. I'm sorry. I think I need a nap. Okay, so the same thing. You can do a little bit of the mayonnaise with the garlic right there. And then we're gonna do the beef. Right there. Definitely the pickles. Let's do a little bit of the lemon also. And parsley. Now, this one here, we said this one has the tartar sauce or the tahini sauce, right? So what we can do is just drizzle a little bit. You can put it in a squirt bottle, or you can do it actually in a Ziploc bag too, and cut the little tip of it. So this here is almost done. Let me decorate the plate for y'all, because like I always say, you eat with your eyes first, so everything has to look inviting, or then your guests don't want to try it. So let me just gonna decorate with a little bit of lemon. Maybe do that. We have a little bit of the cucumbers, those pickled cucumbers. I'm gonna do a couple of those. So we'll do that. And by the way, this is great with hummus. Remember the hummus that I did last week? You can definitely add a side of hummus to it. and it's good because it's a dip and it has protein in it. So here we have the no gluten or gluten-free shawarma. There you have it. I'll show you in a little bit more with more detail. And then the ones with the bread. Here we go. Give it to me. Got it with this other one. This is the bread one. The same thing. Let's decorate the plate a little bit so it looks more inviting. And we are done, y'all. Look, we made shawarma in 1 hour. You have shawarma dinner for tonight. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope that you will do it and show me how you did, because I like to hear feedback to see if it's worth it for me to keep doing this or not. Lily, will you post the actual recipe somewhere on your page? I will definitely do that, posting the recipe. So here you have it. We have chicken shawarma, we have beef shawarma. Let me put it here so I can show you all how it is, how it looks from the inside, and give you an idea of what it is. There you go. Let me turn the camera. So here are the sandwiches. So this is the beef one, and this is the chicken one, and this here is the ones without bread. We have the beef and we have the chicken. We put a little bit of the cucumbers, the pickled cucumbers in here. You can also put like a little side of the sauces, the garlic sauce and the tahini sauce. You can also make the hummus that we made a couple weeks ago. It was the first time, so it was last week. I made the hummus, and you can definitely put it as a side. We can do the potatoes, you can do fries, you can do anything actually. So here you go, from my kitchen to yours. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And any ideas, any suggestions, anything, let me know. So other than that, I'm gonna be enjoying my shawarma. Yummy. Bon appetit. Happy Sunday, y'all.